Welcome back to the show. Zach Ewing flying solo today with a very sick Trevor Horn at home. He was very sad. He said, let me do my best Trevor impression. Do you want me to call in? You could barely even hear him. I was like, Trevor, we can't even understand you, man. Just stay home and rest. So he's at home and probably angry that I'm making fun of him from here. But what would be BVarsity Live if I didn't make fun of him, right? So we bring in the Garcia girls tennis team led by Coach Barb Johnston-Hill down there on the end. Barb, how are you? And just a tip here, we have to be real close to the mics in this studio because for some reason it echoes. So I forgot to tell you that during the break. And then joined by your top two players here, Anastasia Drulius and Alexia Drulius. I was mispronouncing it as she told me in the break. And a senior and a freshman. Yes, they are sisters. You might have guessed.
You couldn't tell.
Yeah. And I think a cool story. We'll talk about the team in a minute, but individual postseason, you guys have chosen to play doubles this year.
Yes.
And Anastasia, you did very well in singles your first 3 years, but choosing to play doubles now. Tell me kind of about that decision and why you want to play with little sis the 1 year you get a chance to.
Yeah, it was a big decision, but I hurt my back last year, and so I haven't really been the same. I've had a really good singles season this year, but especially like last year, I know that I can't win Valley singles just because Fresno, everyone's strong here. So I definitely know I can't make it through 4 matches. The last year I couldn't make it through 2. So doubles is a lot easier on my back, and I got like the perfect person to play with, someone who we can be very successful this year. So
it kind of worked out.
It was a no-brainer.
Yeah, it kind of worked out, and obviously a lot less running in doubles.
Exactly.
Alexia, for you come into high school, and I mean, it's almost like you have a mentor, big sister, and kind of this way of, not that you couldn't play singles as well, but this way of getting yourself into the postseason a little bit. What's that been like for you?
Well, yeah, before Anastasia decided that we wanted to play doubles, before we decided together, I was thinking like, okay, I'm going to play singles. And before I played any of the high school matches, I mean, I was all right, but I finally got into the routine of playing like 4 matches a week. And so I'm happy that we ended up playing doubles. It was good.
Yeah, it's one of those things, Barb, that you are probably a little bit on the fence about, but do you just sort of let the girls say do what you want to do, or do you direct them? Do you pull them or push them one way? How do you approach that?
Pretty much I let the top seniors decide what they want to do. Since it's an individual event, I let them decide, and because it's their choice and their career. So I try not to get too involved in that. But when the girls said they wanted to play doubles, I was very happy.
You gave kind of the behind-the-back fist pump. Like that's what I was sort of hoping for, yeah.
I've been rooting for that since last year. So, and doubles is a different game, and it's very fun to coach these two. When you can tell them to do something, they can actually do it. Aim to their backhand volley. Okay, they do it. It's really
Aim
a lot
to your
of fun.
backhand ball. I'm sitting here trying to visualize this. I used to play, but it's been a long time. So, what makes them a good doubles team besides just the expertise? Did they work well together as far as their games?
They do work well together. They're starting to volley more. Anastasia, the first couple years, didn't really like to volley. She was so good from the baseline, she didn't really see the reason to come up to the net. But now, with the back, we're trying to shorten the matches up, and she's worked really hard on her volleys and is very proficient up there. And little Drew, Alexia is just too long to say, so I call her Little Drew. Little Drew likes to volley too. She's coming up, and so doubles is totally a different game. So you have to be able to volley. You have to be able to dip your ground strokes, hit good ground strokes, hit offensive, defensive lobs. So they've got all those shots, and so to try and put it together, it's really fun making game plans for these guys.
I can't imagine you go by Big Drew though. It doesn't have the same ring to it.
I go by Patty.
Wait, you gotta explain now.
Okay,
Yeah.
So freshman year, one of the girls on our team, she's graduated since, but she couldn't remember my name like the first practice. So, which is understandable. It's kind of a hard name. But so the first practice, first name that popped into her head was Patty, and literally stuck all 4 years. And none of those original players are still here, and all my friends now call me Patty. People not on the tennis team call me Patty.
Is this one of those things that you didn't like at first, but you've had to grow into?
Yeah, exactly. I really didn't like it at first, but it's fine now. I don't mind it. It's kind of funny.
Patty,
and then there's so many variations. Like there's paddles, there's Pat. It's kind of funny.
All right.
I don't mind it.
Do you guys call her that at home too?
No.
Okay.
No.
That's a school thing.
That's definitely a school thing.
All right. you look like you'd never called her that before in your life.
I don't think she has.
I don't think I'm
She's
allowed
never
to,
called
in
me
all
that.
honesty. Yeah.
No, that's pretty good. Okay. the other competition, obviously, and I think it's well, you have it'll start first, even for you guys with a bye today. You'll still get a team match before
Next
you start the
Wednesday.
individuals
Yeah.
on Wednesday against either Liberty or Bullard. They're playing this afternoon. What do you think of the team competition, Anastasia, and how important is it to you that you've won in singles before, you have a good chance in doubles, but to kind of go out on top as a team, how much would that mean to you?
This is hugely important. Like, I've always wanted to win a team valley, and I think this year, I don't want to jinx it, but like, I think we're in the best position that I've been in so far, my 4 years, to be the most successful. So this is like hugely important. We have a group of girls who really we love playing, we love tennis, and we love to win. So that's like, I think the biggest thing. We have a great team this year.
And Alexia, you don't really play team tennis before you get to high school. Not that I'm
Yeah,
aware of.
no.
So this is a new thing for you. How has it been, sort of playing for yourself, but also for the team?
Well, it's really fun. I love playing for the team. And I've played matches before this, but I've never played like on a team, I guess. And so I'm familiar like with the Bakersfield teams, but it'll be interesting to play the Fresno teams in the playoffs.
Yeah, it gets a little heated sometimes, doesn't it, Barbie? Well, even with the Bakersfield teams, but especially
yes,
Probably
yes, it
more so with
does.
the Bakersfield
We'll just
teams.
leave it at that. Yes, it does get heated.
Yeah. You wouldn't think, and sometimes you're out there and nothing happens for, I mean, not that nothing happens, but nothing untoward happens for an hour or something, and then one little incident can spark something. And I swear it's contagious, because if there's a disagreement about a line call in one match, all of a sudden all three courts on that side are barking at each other and talking about needing line judges and those sort of things. How do you handle things like that as a coach? You obviously don't want to make your players get too emotional.
Right.
But you want to defend
I
them
try
too,
and
yeah.
stay calm. I try and be the calming influence out there, because at the end of the day, it is still just tennis. We are playing tennis, and it's supposed to be a gentleman's game where you give the benefit of doubt to your opponent. And so I try and explain that, and some of the coaches get a little, we'll just say, angry, and I just try and just stay calm and try and keep my players calm and do what we can on our side of the net, and to diffuse that situation and just get back to playing tennis and keeping the ball in the court and that sort of thing. So
You guys did win a Division I title, was it 4 years ago now? 3 years ago?
2011.
5 years ago. Wow, time flies. Huh?
Yes, it
I do
does.
remember that it was against Clovis West, and it was a terrific match, back and forth sort of thing. Came down to the last tie break, and at this point, that's still Garcia's only Division I championship in
Yes.
any sport. Not
Yes,
that
it is.
Garcia does not play Division I in most sports, but it's still kind of that feather in a cap. How often
Yep.
do you still sort of draw on that experience when you think about going to the D1 playoffs this year?
Well, my license plate has 2011 Division I Girls Championship.
So you don't think about it ever.
Yeah, never. I mean, that was such a big moment for us, and this team kind of mirrors that team, because we won the Lewis Cup. The last time we won the Lewis Cup was 2011, and the last time that we haven't gone undefeated, but we've gone undefeated in town. We are the best team in Bakersfield again, and that hasn't happened since 2011. So there's a lot of similarities. We weren't the top seed back then. We're not the top seed this time, and we just had opened our courts and got to host that Division I Valley Championship as a team, and came through. It was just so much fun, and you just want to do it again. And this group of girls, they truly love to play tennis, and they really love each other. And that is a big factor, because if one of them loses, they get right out there and root for their teammates. And it's not, sometimes girls don't do that. And this group of girls is just like the 2011. They truly love each other, and they love to be on the court playing for Garces.
I see you nodding your head, Anastasia. I mean, I do think that's true. There are teams, and it's girls teams, boys teams, whatever, where there are fractions within teams, and you try to, factions, not fractions, within teams, you try to sort of get past that or pretend it's not there, but it sounds like it's not even a problem at all
No,
for you
it's
guys.
definitely not a problem. Like, I mean, I've been playing with one of the girls for now 3 years, and then the majority of the rest of them for 2 now. And so, like, they're like literally like my best friends, and like I hang out with them at school, at tennis, outside of school. I was planning what we were gonna wear for Halloween with 2 of them right before I got here. So like, we are best friends, and Alexia is integrated really well with that too. So like, that was one thing I was concerned about. Like, is it going to mess up like the dynamics like a freshman, and it hasn't. It's just like helped it. So, but yeah, we are really close, and you can definitely tell like us compared to some times we play schools who aren't close, and so I definitely think it helps.
What was the verdict on Halloween? What?
I think the two of us, or well, three of us, we're going to be angels, I think.
Okay.
So
If you had a match on Halloween,
we'll see. I honestly might wear my tennis dress. It's white.
So if you had a match on Halloween, that good segue, because I guess you would in that case. But would you play in costume? Would you let them play in costume? This is an important issue here.
Well, depends upon if the costume would interfere with their movement.
No masks,
Or,
yeah.
No mask. No, but yeah, if that's what they wanted to do, if they wanted to paint their faces up or whatever. I mean, these guys, it's their season now. I'm here just kind of along for the ride. We've done our hard work, and now it's kind of it's to make their memories. We go out to Lewis Cup, and I said, hey, let's go make some memories. And it's the same thing as we get to the playoffs. Let's go make some memories that we can, remember for our whole lives. So it's kind of whatever they want to do, but within reason.
Alexia, are you part of the Angel trio, or do you have your own?
Unfortunately, I'm not,
No.
but that's all right.
Yeah. Do you have a Halloween costume picked out?
Not yet, but
Okay. You got
it'll
time.
come.
You got
Yeah.
time. Trevor was texting me during the break. That's how I know he's listening. And he says the section golf finals are on Halloween. So imagine that.
Wow.
But now they're during the day, so maybe they can get back and
Yeah.
still have their fun. But that is interesting.
Yeah.
So a couple of predictions before we go. As it turns out, Anastasia, you were telling me during the break you're a big Dodger fan.
I am.
And are you as well,
Yeah,
Alexia? So
yeah.
you guys watch Dodger games. Obviously, a huge one coming up in a couple of hours. They got Game 5 against the Cubs. You know quite a bit about it. What happens tonight? Lay out for me
I don't know.
how this one's going to go.
I don't want to like.
You don't wanna jinx them, I know.
Exactly. I don't want to say anything.
So just say the
Like,
Cubs are going to win 15-0. Then you can't say that either.
Absolutely not. Well, considering that the Dodgers are like can help or hurt my math grade, considering my math teacher is the biggest Dodger fan in the world, I am obviously rooting for them very much.
What did you say his name was? Mr. Garcia?
Mr. Garcia.
Let Mr. Garcia listen. If they win tonight, you have to give the extra credit. Okay? Last night
Thank you.
was important. Tonight's more important.
Thank you.
Maybe double extra credit. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying if the Dodgers
After my
win tonight.
quiz today, I'm going to need it.
All right. We will have this up on YouTube later, so you send it to him if he's not watching.
will.
All right. Alexia, Kenta Maeda goes how many innings tonight?
Well, hopefully 9.
Yeah,
Hopefully we
there we
just
go.
finish
That would be miraculous.
Finish
I
in
think.
9.
Yeah, that'd be great. The other prediction I need, our game of the week this week in football is Garces and Liberty. Are you guys headed out to Liberty tomorrow night?
Bet
Or
I
Yeah.
am.
Or if you're not, you can watch it on
course.
Bakersfield.com. How does that game go, and how proud are you of how your football team's been this year?
Oh, I am so proud of our football team. It's been great this season because obviously we've had 2 rough seasons in a row. My freshman year was good, but like now it's all like my friends playing. It's all my friends like scoring the touchdowns and everything. So I'm so proud of our football team. Obviously, I'm taking Garces.
All right,
this one.
Alexia, you get into high school. Going to football games is one of those high school things. You don't realize
Yeah.
how fun it is until you're there.
Exactly.
What's your experience been like following the team?
Well, I mean, I've been in the herd, and it's really fun, and especially the first game against BCHS, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's fun. I go to all the games with Anastasia, and I've been in the past years, but definitely this year's the best, just being in it, knowing a few of the players on the field. It's really fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And your prediction for tomorrow night?
Garces.
I thought so. Yeah, I had to ask, though. I had to ask. One more serious question, Anastasia. You're back. Is that going to preclude you from college tennis? Have you decided what's next for you?
Yeah. So I've made the decision probably like a year and a half ago
Okay.
that I wasn't going to play college tennis. And I'm still holding true to that. I mean, I've thought about it recently. Like, I had a really good season. I was like, well, I could. But I think I'll probably still play club in college.
Intramurals or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll still, I won't, quit. But I'm not going to play, at the varsity level.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us, guys, and good luck. You begin the playoff journey Wednesday against either Liberty or Bullard, and then individual area the following weekend, and get into the semis the week after that. So, Coach Barb Johnston-Hill, Alexia Julius, I almost said it wrong. I got it. And Anastasia Julius, we appreciate you guys joining us.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for having us.
Thanks so much. We'll be back with Nick Ellis in the house. It's going to get ugly coming up next on BVarsity Live.